If you want to take control of your time, achieve your goals, and make meaningful progress, planning your week is not just helpful, it's essential. Without a plan, the days slip away, and before you know it, you're left feeling like you're always reacting, always behind, and never quite where you want to be. Planning your week gives you the power to direct your own path, to ensure that every day moves you closer to where you want to go. Taking control of your time is one of the most powerful steps you can take to create the life you desire. Time is one of the few things we all have in equal measure, yet how we use it often varies drastically. Without a clear sense of control, time can slip through our fingers, leaving us feeling overwhelmed, scattered, or unaccomplished. When you take control of your time, you're making a conscious choice to direct your energy and attention toward what matters most, rather than allowing distractions and external demands to dictate your actions. In a world full of endless notifications, meetings, and obligations, it's easy to let your time be consumed by what's urgent but not necessarily important. Without a clear plan or intention, you can end up spending hours on tasks that don't bring you closer to your goals, or worse, cause you to feel disconnected from your true priorities. But when you take control, you create a strategy that ensures every moment is spent in alignment with your vision and values. Taking control of your time starts with awareness. It's about recognizing where your time is currently going. Many people spend their days reacting to circumstances, responding to emails, attending meetings, or checking off small tasks, without taking the time to assess whether these actions are truly moving them closer to what they want to achieve. When you gain clarity about how you're spending your time, you can make intentional choices about how you want to spend it moving forward. Are you spending time on things that drain you, or are you investing in activities that bring you fulfillment and growth? Once you have a sense of where your time is going, you can start setting boundaries. You can choose to say no to things that don't align with your goals, or at least limit how much time and energy you allocate to them. Control doesn't mean micromanaging every minute of your day. Rather, it means being intentional about the commitments you take on and the way you structure your time. When you have a clear sense of purpose, you can prioritize your activities and focus on what moves you forward, leaving behind the distractions that tend to pull you in a million directions. Taking control of your time also means understanding that time management is not about being constantly busy, but about being productive in a way that matters. It's about identifying what tasks or actions will have the greatest impact and dedicating your energy to those. This allows you to stop wasting time on things that don't serve you, and instead, direct your efforts toward projects and goals that bring you closer to your long-term vision. With control over your time, you can balance work and rest, productivity and leisure, ensuring that you are not burning out, but instead working with intention and focus. Ultimately, taking control of your time is about reclaiming your power. Time will always be limited, but how you use it is entirely up to you. By actively deciding where to invest your time, you make sure that your actions reflect your priorities. This shift in mindset transforms your experience from one of urgency and stress to one of purpose and direction. You stop letting time control you and start controlling how you spend your most precious resource, allowing you to build the life you truly want. Setting intentions is about more than making a to-do list or outlining vague hopes. It's a deliberate act of choosing how you want to live, work, and show up in the world. It is the foundation of a focused and meaningful life. When you set intentions, you move through your days with clarity and purpose, rather than drifting aimlessly or reacting to whatever comes your way. Intentions act as a compass, guiding your decisions and actions in alignment with your values, goals, and who you want to become. Unlike goals, which are often focused on specific outcomes, intentions are rooted in the present moment. They are about how you want to experience life as you move toward your goals. For example, you might set a goal to complete a project by the end of the week, But your intention could be to approach that project with creativity, patience, and confidence. Intentions define the energy you bring to your actions. They are a way of deciding how you want to live, not just what you want to achieve. When you begin your week by setting intentions, you create a mental and emotional framework for your time. Instead of rushing into tasks out of habit or pressure, you pause and consider what truly matters. You ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be this week? What do I want to feel, contribute, or focus on? This awareness helps you filter out distractions and make conscious choices throughout the week. You stop letting your calendar control you, and instead, you start shaping your schedule to reflect your deeper priorities. Intentions also bring mindfulness into your daily life. They remind you to stay connected to your why. It's easy to become consumed by tasks, routines, and responsibilities, losing sight of the bigger picture. But when you act with intention, you remember that your actions have meaning. Whether you're working on a major project or having a conversation with a friend, you're more present and engaged because you've already decided how you want to show up in those moments. This presence deepens your experiences and improves the quality of your interactions, work, and personal time. Another powerful aspect of setting intentions is that it gives you a sense of ownership over your life. You no longer feel like life is just happening to you. Instead, you're participating actively in shaping each day. Intentions keep you grounded when challenges arise. When things don't go as planned, your intentions can bring you back to center, reminding you of the mindset or attitude you chose to carry, even when circumstances are out of your control. Setting intentions regularly also creates consistency. Over time, these small daily or weekly commitments compound into meaningful growth. You begin to notice patterns, how your energy shifts, how your focus sharpens, how your choices align more with who you truly want to be. Living with intention transforms ordinary routines into purposeful rituals, and busy schedules into meaningful days. By setting intentions, you reclaim your time, focus, and energy. You stop living on autopilot and start living with purpose. It is a powerful way to lead yourself. Stay connected to what matters, and move forward not just with motion, but with meaning. Prioritization is the skill that turns intention into action. It is the bridge between knowing what matters and actually making time for it. With so many demands pulling at our attention, emails, notifications, obligations, and unexpected interruptions, it's easy to become overwhelmed and busy without making real progress. Prioritization allows you to filter through the noise and focus on what truly deserves your time and energy. It's not just about getting things done, it's about getting the right things done. Every task does not carry the same weight. Some contribute directly to your goals, growth, or well-being, while others simply fill up space on your to-do list. Without prioritization, everything feels urgent, and you end up reacting instead of intentionally choosing where to direct your focus. But when you take the time to assess what matters most, you begin to approach your day with clarity. You no longer treat every task as equal. Instead, you identify what will have the greatest impact and make sure it gets the attention it deserves. Prioritization also protects your time. Time is a finite resource, and without prioritizing, it's easily consumed by low-value tasks that drain energy without delivering meaningful results. When you prioritize, you create boundaries around your focus. You give yourself permission to say no to distractions, to delegate what you can, and to delay what isn't urgent or important. This is not about doing less. It's about doing what counts. It's about making progress on the things that move you forward, rather than getting stuck in the cycle of busyness that leads nowhere. One of the most powerful aspects of prioritization is how it reduces stress. When everything feels like a priority, you constantly feel behind. But once you identify your top tasks, your mind can let go of the rest, at least for the moment. You gain a sense of control and purpose, knowing that you're working on what truly matters right now. That mental clarity frees up energy, helping you to be more productive and present in your work. Effective prioritization also encourages better decision making. It requires you to regularly reflect on your values, goals, and the bigger picture of what you're working toward. Each day becomes a chance to realign your actions with your purpose. You're no longer guided solely by deadlines or external pressure. You're guided by a deeper understanding of what you want to achieve and why it matters. This helps you become more intentional with how you spend your time and more confident in the choices you make. Developing strong prioritization skills takes practice and self-awareness. It requires honesty about what's urgent versus what's important, and discipline to focus even when distractions are tempting. But once mastered, prioritization becomes one of the most valuable tools you have. It's how goals are reached, how balance is maintained, and how you ensure that each day isn't just filled, but fulfilled. When you prioritize with purpose, you live with direction, and that changes everything. Creating balance is essential to living a healthy, sustainable, and meaningful life. In a world that often glorifies hustle, constant productivity, and always being on, it's easy to forget that we are not machines. We have limits, physical, emotional, and mental, and when we ignore those limits, we risk burning out, losing touch with ourselves, and sacrificing the things that truly matter. Balance is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about creating space for what's important across all areas of life: work, rest, relationships, health, and personal growth. When you intentionally create balance, you give yourself permission to step out of survival mode and into a more grounded, intentional rhythm. Instead of living in a cycle of exhaustion and guilt, working too hard and then feeling bad for not resting or being present, you begin to design a life that supports your well-being. You realize that productivity means nothing if it comes at the cost of your peace, your relationships, or your health. Balance doesn't require a perfect split of time. It requires awareness and alignment. Some seasons demand more focus on work, while others require more rest or attention to family. Balance is the ongoing act of adjusting, not a fixed formula. Creating balance starts with knowing your priorities. When you're clear about what truly matters to you, it becomes easier to allocate time and energy accordingly. You stop saying yes to everything and begin choosing with intention. You recognize that rest is not a luxury, but a necessity. That time spent with loved ones, quiet moments alone, and caring for your physical health are just as important as meeting deadlines or chasing goals. Balance is about honoring all the parts of you, not just the one that achieves or performs. A balanced life also improves the quality of your work. When you rest and recharge, your mind becomes sharper, your creativity returns, and your motivation increases. You're able to focus more deeply and contribute more meaningfully when you're not constantly depleted. It's a paradox. When you slow down, you often end up doing better work because you're operating from a place of clarity and energy rather than stress and fatigue. Balance also strengthens relationships. When you're not consumed by one aspect of life, like work or obligations, you have the capacity to be more present with the people around you. You can listen better, connect more deeply, and offer your full attention. These moments of presence are where real connection and joy live. They nourish your spirit and remind you of what matters most. Creating balance requires boundaries. It means learning to disconnect when needed, to protect your time and energy from being constantly consumed. It also means letting go of the guilt that often comes with rest or saying no. Balance is not selfish, it's responsible. It ensures that you have the capacity to show up fully for what matters, not just today, but in the long run. When you create balance, you stop living reactively and start living with purpose. You honor your needs, your values, and your humanity. And in that space, you don't just function, you thrive. Reducing stress is not just about feeling better in the moment. It's about creating a life that supports your overall well-being, clarity, and long-term success. In today's fast-paced world, stress can easily become a constant background noise. From endless tasks to social pressures, financial concerns, and personal responsibilities, stress can creep in and overwhelm even the most organized and driven individuals. But while some stress is inevitable, how we manage and reduce it can dramatically shape the quality of our lives. One of the most powerful ways to reduce stress is through intentional planning and structure. When you take time to organize your week, set priorities, and prepare for what's ahead, you replace uncertainty with clarity. Much of our stress comes from the unknown, unplanned deadlines, forgotten responsibilities, or unexpected interruptions. But when you create a clear plan, you gain a sense of control. You know what's coming, what needs your attention, and when you'll tackle it. This reduces the mental clutter that causes anxiety and helps you approach your days with more calm and confidence. Reducing stress also requires you to recognize your limits. There's a difference between being productive and being overextended. Taking on too much, constantly saying yes, or never giving yourself a break eventually leads to burnout. Learning to set boundaries on your time, your energy, and your commitments is essential. It's okay to say no. It's okay to delegate. It's okay to step back when needed. When you respect your limits, you're not only protecting your health, you're also making space to bring your best self to the things that truly matter. Another key to reducing stress is practicing presence. Often, stress is fueled by dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. But when you focus on what's happening right now, this task, this conversation, this breath, you calm your nervous system and create space for peace. Mindfulness doesn't require hours of meditation. It can be as simple as pausing to breathe, stepping outside for a moment of stillness, or choosing to be fully engaged in a task without distraction. Presence brings perspective. It reminds you that, in this moment, you are okay, and that you have the strength to handle what's in front of you. Taking care of your physical health also plays a huge role in reducing stress. Regular movement, quality sleep, and nourishing food support your body's ability to manage pressure and recover from challenges. When your body is well cared for, your mind becomes more resilient. You think more clearly, react more calmly, and recover more quickly from setbacks. Connection is a powerful antidote to stress. Talking to someone you trust, sharing your struggles, or simply spending time with people who uplift you can shift your emotional state. You don't have to carry everything alone. Sometimes, just knowing that someone understands what you're going through is enough to ease the weight. Reducing stress isn't about avoiding challenges or living a life without pressure. It's about building habits, structures, and support systems that help you navigate life with more peace, clarity, and strength. When you intentionally reduce stress, you make room for focus, joy, and the freedom to live fully. Investing in your future is one of the most empowering commitments you can make. It's not just about saving money or planning for retirement. It's about the choices you make today that shape the direction and quality of your life tomorrow. Every small decision, every routine, every habit has the potential to build something lasting. When you live with that awareness, your daily actions take on greater meaning. You begin to move through life not just with short-term focus, but with a long-term mindset that prioritizes growth, fulfillment, and purpose. The first way to invest in your future is through time. How you use your time each day sets the foundation for everything else. Time spent learning a skill, nurturing relationships, caring for your health, or building something meaningful compounds over the weeks, months, and years. Even the smallest steps, taken consistently, lead to big changes over time. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. One decision, 1 hour, one intentional action at a time. When you view your time as an investment, procrastination loses its power and distractions become easier to resist because you know what's at stake. Another powerful investment is in your personal development. Your mindset, emotional intelligence, and ability to adapt are some of your most valuable assets. By reading, reflecting, learning, and growing, you're expanding your potential. Investing in your future means being curious, being open to feedback, and being willing to challenge yourself. It's easy to coast through life on autopilot, but growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. When you push yourself to evolve, you're preparing for future opportunities that haven't even appeared yet. You're becoming the person who will be ready when they do. Health is also a crucial part of this investment. Taking care of your body and mind isn't just about feeling good today. It's about ensuring you have the energy, strength, and mental clarity to pursue your goals and enjoy your life in the long run. Prioritizing sleep, exercise, nutrition, and rest might seem like basic habits, but they are the pillars that support everything else. Without them, success becomes harder to sustain, and stress becomes harder to manage. Your future self depends on the care you give your body and mind today. Relationships are another area worth deep investment. The people you surround yourself with can either lift you higher or hold you back. Choose to invest time and energy into meaningful connections, those that support your values, challenge you to grow, and offer mutual respect. Strong relationships are not built overnight, but they become invaluable as you move through life's challenges and successes. Community, support, and love are not luxuries. They are foundational to a life well lived. Ultimately, investing in your future means choosing purpose over convenience, vision over comfort, and discipline over distraction. It means making sacrifices today to build something better tomorrow. It's not always easy, and the rewards aren't always immediate. But with patience, consistency, and trust in the process, you begin to see how your present choices shape a life of meaning, fulfillment, and freedom. Planning your week is not just about organizing your schedule. It's about taking ownership of your time, your energy, and your life. It's how you stay aligned with what truly matters. How you create balance in a world that constantly pulls you in different directions. And how you build a future that reflects your values and goals. When you approach each week with intention, prioritization, and purpose, you stop simply reacting to life and start leading it. You gain clarity, reduce stress, and create momentum toward the person you want to become. Your week is your opportunity. Don't leave it to chance. Plan it with purpose, live it with presence, and watch how everything begins to change.